Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you back to my Minecraft world. I'm Brian Harrison with Harrison Ultimate Gaming, and as a reminder, please comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave a like on this video. It'd be much appreciated. And I want to thank you all for viewing my videos and watching, me enjoy gameplay. Well, I have some exciting news. The exciting news is I was finally able to get the newer version of an editing program I've had for many years. I kind of stopped at Adobe 12, but I wasn't really able to use it because Windows 7 didn't really support it. If you had it, because I had bought it with Windows 7, but if you had it before, I think part of the other problem they had shut down the way to activate it so you can use the program, which I don't like. I think that's kind of dishonest and kind of not a good thing. I like the old days. I've been using Adobe 12, or no, Adobe 9. I've been using Adobe 9, which all you have to do is have the disks, you install the software, and you're off you go. You can register it, but that's up to you. You can get up, mainly when they did it back then was you got updates and stuff. So I have 8. Adobe 8 is where I started, then I went to Adobe 9, then Adobe 12 is where I left off, and I had done some with it, but by then I had eventually quit doing videoing for a while, partly because I moved. I had moved around, and I just packed up my equipment, so I wasn't really doing anything on the gaming channel, which that's all I had at the time, before I stopped actually filming, and my iHome Entertainment channel. Now I have other channels that have happened within this past year or so, yeah, earlier this past year, like this November, I think, November, December-ish, I think I want to say November, then December. I may have, I've done some channel adding, and then probably part of the new year too. So anyway, I have a total of 5 channels, by the way, but that's not what you're here to see. I mean, I could still continue talking about it, I guess, but I have Adobe, and it's Adobe Elements. I actually had one copy of the Pro version that was for PC at one time. I still have it. But again, it's older, and it's to the standard. What I'm trying to say is to the standard of what TVs were doing back in the day. So if you see my videos and you see, well, the quality's fairly okay. I mean, well, once I upgrade my recording to Windows 10, but why is the screen still looks like it isn't really truly widescreen, especially on the phone and stuff, and even on a computer, the screen still maintained. You see it better because it's on a bigger screen, but the screen still isn't exactly filling most of the screen, at least to what is now modern YouTube. Well, because back in the day when I started, it was good enough. That was the standard. And so every editing program did the standard edits, and now that's why I was glad when I went to Adobe 12, because that's when everybody was getting into HD, and everybody was really getting more into HD, because it will do HD. So like I could get stuff from HD camera and stuff. The quality will be good, but it doesn't mean the screen will be wider, or like this is recorded in. That's why when I moved to Windows 7, I moved to here. Now I can record at basically what is okay for YouTube. Bigger, you see more. It's made for bigger screens. What we're used to, not like in the old days. How could we ever watch TV? We did, and we didn't have those huge HD screen TVs that we do now. Most common TVs in homes weren't huge; they were small. But let's get going. I talk for hours on this stuff, but anyway, just wanted to say that I hope it works well. Why I mention it is just a reminder that because I've been editing an Adobe 9, Adobe 9, so everything's set. So all I have to do is throw the video in there, maybe do like I do usually a beginning cut, and I usually keep just the gameplay. I just cut a few because I'll wait a little bit. I'll hit record, wait a little bit, wait till it starts counting. Then I'll actually talk, and I'll cut some of that beginning stuff out, and even the end stuff, because when I end the video, I usually let it go by for a little bit, then end it so it makes sure it got all the audio, things like that, which it does. So I just cautious, so I do trimming, so I trim the beginning and the end. Anyway, I don't know why I'm standing looking here at the storage, but I am. Let's go down. I wanted to show you guys that I've gotten the underground farming prepared more. I've have it built out. Some of it I'm actually growing some stuff here. Now, yes, there's a community farm and all that, but the whole point is there's a community farm, especially for those who don't have farm or you just need extra food. But it's a good idea if you can, unless you live in apartments, which you're most likely, if you want to pluck your own food, you have to go to the community farm. But if you have your individual housing, like I do, you build your own house, then you have your own farm. Now, my friend was beginning to do that, but hasn't done that. Finished it. He just has the building up. But this is I'm gonna grow wheat here, and I'm already growing pumpkins. See, so I'm gonna grow wheat in these two areas. So I'll have plenty of wheat, and I have the tavern to fill. So, so some of it's gonna be for me. Some of it's gonna be I could turn into food and sell it. And then carrots is probably gonna go down here. You know, that's along the way. I'm gonna have each crop. So like carrots. Then the next one's probably going to be potatoes. The next one after that's going to be beets. And here's watermelon. Anyway, well, the other thing is, too, eventually, if I moved over to the newer version of Minecraft, but I'm not... The problem is, we came from that new version, and I've had this version for years. Actually, I was able to get the new version for free because I had this version. So, yeah, that's what it ended up becoming. Here you go. Here's the sugarcane. I'm growing sugarcane. Potatoes will be down here, and the next row will be beets. I'm just trying to show you down here. Is it? Yes. See, this is the final level for growing food. Down here is going to be. It's already growing, but there's your nuts for making cookies. And then see, I'm not finished with the fencing in this area yet here. And then I got to do the same thing I did up there. I decided to put chests up here because they'll help store some of the seeds and the food. And then here's your beets will go here. And the beets will go here. And I need to put fencing in here. But I decided to do a little work today. I may go up and actually chop down some trees. But basically what I'm trying to say is I hope the new editing will improve the video. Will improve the size and keep the good quality that I'm recording at for the most part. Like again, I'm sorry for all. It takes time. It's not something some people are not polite. They're kind of like, they act like you could just because they said so, you could do it. And I don't like that type of attitude because you almost want to tell them that you try it, and try it on a low budget, and it's not necessarily angering. It is frustrating because you do the best you can with what you have, and I've made it clear from the very point. I'm on disability. I do what I can with what I have, and I enjoy it. And if you enjoy my videos, I appreciate it. If you even watch my videos, thank you very much. But I think people need to be polite and just understand. Hey, some of the stuff takes time. I'm not a very big fan of this new digital era because I've even had a friend who's ended up having to, I don't want to say fight, but who's had long discussions with some of these companies like Microsoft and stuff for the way they treat their businesses and it's sometimes you almost want to stick with the older stuff anyway because, it works, but I did upgrade. I have the new one and I was lucky. I had saved some in savings a bit, so I looked and I used a bit of my savings, and it was one of those things. Hey, I really want to improve. I really do, and it's just because I want to improve doesn't mean I can. I just do the best I have with what I have. I mean, my headset is not the top of the line; it's in the middle of the line. So the top of the line, oh, there's some there I would love to have, but. Here, let's see we'll go on the city gates. Let's see here. Okay, there's some spiders. Is there any creepers? That's what I'm more worried about than spiders. Creepers. I don't see any creepers. I hope to go to the new version, but there's been a rise in the older versions, and I understand why. Because Minecraft, when they do their updating, I'm sorry to say this is why we came here from the Caves and Cliffs update. It was a disaster. Not the stuff. I don't mind new stuff. And I wish this game, when they came out with the game originally, even for the Xbox 360, I wish they came out with a huge bang, meaning that they could have, instead of, I feel like with all these versions of Minecraft they were messing with people. They didn't. What happened to the good old days where you come out with a game, you give them as much stuff as you can, which was a lot even back then for some of these games. They'd always push the boundary, see what they could push the boundary until they couldn't push it. And they had to come up with new hardware and stuff. So I like old game design because old game design gave you. Here, let's see if I might. I don't have to kill him, but I'm going to try to kill him. Oh, yeah. Come on. We're going to war with spiders. Alright. But, what happened to... Oh, great. I didn't come out here. Okay, I could do that. I could do this. But, where people are passionate and stuff. And I don't think the passion is there as much anymore. I think the problem is, it's just like with YouTube. I'm going to call it the passion... Should I call it passion disease? There should be a name for it. Someone could probably come up with a better name for it. But the name is where people aren't doing things for fun anymore, and where people don't have the respect anymore. Meaning that you could sit down and watch a video, no matter the quality, as long as the person was fairly good or a fairly decent person, you just live with it. I used to. I love those days. I miss those days. Nowadays, we seem to have an opinion. I fall into this category sometimes too, not as much because I usually do keep my opinion to myself. I try to, for the most part. But some people, they'll have an opinion that sometimes is not even related to the video, or sometimes what it is this opinion that's like, why? I mean, yes, if the person can upgrade to something, or a person could do better something, they will. You have all these experts out there, but sometimes I feel like the people who claim they're experts aren't the experts they are. Like I had someone say to me when I was doing YouTube, "Oh, my son does audio. He's they think of him as an expert. Everybody's an expert." And you're like, okay, is he actually an expert, or is this is what you think? You don't say it, but you do think that way. Is he actually an expert, or is he someone that knows? He does know stuff. It's not saying you can't know something, but doesn't make you an expert at it too. So that's what people need to stop. I feel like people need to stop trying to make everybody an expert. And half the time, I feel like the people that make experts are not very much expert. And that's my consensus on some of this stuff. But so like I said, I keep saying this from the beginning. I come on here to be fun. I have other issues to deal with. This gives me something to do. I'm on disability. I have nothing better to do. They basically told me, hey, you'll enjoy games? I go, yep. They go, there you go. And I went, huh, this is fun. It's not fun when you actually are on disability. There's people who want to be. I'm one of those people who didn't want to be, but I am because of my heart condition. I'm too much of a liability. And see, there are people who understand that because they have heart conditions. But the people who don't seem to understand that, or the people who just have this idea, if they wanted to, they could just do stuff. Now, yes, now it's not completely true. To a point, like I'm doing this, yes, I could do this, but if I were to work, it'd be too much strain on my heart. I did that just 2 days. For the past 2 days, I had to do something, and I actually pushed myself, and my body basically said to me, "You've gone too far," and I sort of suffered a bit. I was having some heart problems. I let it wait out. I just rested, and it went back to normal. My rhythm was off a bit, and that's what happens. I can never work a normal job, especially if it's a normal job, even retail or whatever. It's just, I almost didn't do a video today. I almost said, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to rest. Because they tell me to be careful. Well, I'm not always careful. I even have a friend that says, you should be more careful. He got after me a little bit. And that's okay. I don't mind that because he cares. He got after me because he cares. Say, hey, you've pushed yourself. You need to stop pushing yourself. He has a heart condition too. But at least he's able to work for now. And the place he works for is very kind to him. And he even says he needs to take his own advice too at times. But which is fine. I mean, we all need to take our own advice to a point, but yeah, it's just I want to do good content, people. It's never been that way. Yes, I've recognized that someone, like, I was running Windows 7. I still run Windows 7. I'm still not afraid if I had to go back to that editing software to go back, because I can trust it. It's reliable. You're never gonna. It's something that they can't take away from me. It's back in the day when you bought editing software, you went to the store, you bought the disc, it was yours to do with it. You know, to put it on your computer, do with it almost as you please. They can't say much about it. They couldn't really stop you from using it. I mean, I still have that problem. They couldn't stop me from using it. So stuff like that I trust. Stuff nowadays, it's harder to trust it because companies can get this inclination that even with the new, I'll tell you, with the new editing software, I spent the whole day trying to install it, even though I just paid for it. See, and that shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that hard. That, hey, you just paid for something, and now they're making it hard for you to get it. I finally was able to get it and do it, and you know, it finally worked out, I guess. But it shouldn't be that hard, you know. Where the old days where you just took it home, installed it, and it worked, you know. So yeah, I'm just checking out here stuff. See, I plant these in a row and cut them down. I think I'm not the only one that does this, so I don't, you know. But yeah, I need some wood. I need some wood to finish up the deal. We'll see how long we're going to actually record for. I'm over 16 minutes now, so I want to record terribly long. Oh, Windows 7, that was bad. I could record an hour or so, but it would take me like 2 hours to upload it, just because everything's moved on and stuff. I could still access the internet and stuff, but it felt like it'd take some time back then. Even video wasn't quick. I mean, you did our video, it could take you time to upload it. So sometimes you wouldn't do a ton of videos, especially if you did a video, you know. So I hope it improves. Everything takes time. Nothing, you know. This whole time, granted, thank God I've been able to do some of this stuff. I mean, some of it's because I'm wise with my money the best I can be. Usually, you know, I mostly live within my means. If it's not my bank account, I don't have it, you know. But this gave me a chance to do something and maybe improve and do some stuff. That's all. It's just fun, and that's why what I'm trying to say is, I think with YouTube we need to wake up and realize, hey, what happened to fun? Instead of everybody having to think they're an expert, they all have these solutions, and some of the solutions I find hilarious, because it's like, are these people themselves even actually doing this stuff, or are they just talking? Because, you know, and you get that sentiment from people who are doing, like, I'm doing the work. You try to buy, and now if you can, great. I'm not against that. It's just some of the people don't do this themselves, but everybody seems to be an expert at it. I'm not saying there isn't good quality, but we're watching one of the we watch sometimes we watch, like, even in movies. Look at Hollywood. Supposedly does the best movies, but every once in a while you see weird editing things where, and we've seen that too. First we thought it was the disc, which it wasn't. Thank God. We already knew it wasn't, because we'd seen it digitally that way too, and so we realized it's just the way they edited it. But where the editing, it'll be smooth, but then you'll get this weird chop, like it stops, it paused somehow, and then continued or something like that. And it's actually on the video. They kept it. So even Hollywood has weird mistakes, and people point them out and stuff. So even with the best equipment they have, they're not 100% good all the time. You know, they have their mistakes, and they're better at it. They have an industry standard, but just because you have an industry standard doesn't mean you're good at it all the time. And I love how there's all these experts out there. Now, some of them are actual experts, but a lot of them aren't. They have this idea of solution, but they never go out and make a video. If you really want to understand how it is, go and make it yourself first, then come back and start telling people about it. Because and I always want to maintain, don't go out with the idea of trying to be a jerk to everybody or act like, you know, hey, you don't want to implement my solution. I've seen that too. You don't want to implement my solution to a video. Well, maybe you can't. Maybe it costs money, or maybe your solution you haven't actually made video before, where video, even some recording stuff, can sometimes falter, and it's just the software. You can't. It's not always the person doing the stuff. Sometimes the software. Sometimes you can actually have decent audio, but sometimes for some reason the software has a hiccup, and that's just it's computer for you. It's not always cut and dry. That's, I mean, if you run any computers, and most people should know, things don't always go as they appear, and sometimes it takes updates, and sometimes, to fix whatever the issue is, and sometimes it's something you can't control. There's stuff that sometimes we can help control it better, but sometimes we can't. But I do appreciate those who have watched videos and enjoy fun. That's why why I'm trying to push. I want to push for change, but a change that is fun. Let's go back to what things used to be if we can. And I think it starts with us as individuals. Do fun, have fun. Even do some of the stuff yourself. Get into recording. Don't be, try not to be upset, because there are people out there who have their opinions, and they have the right to have their opinions. But see, that's it. You only have the right to have your opinion. Doesn't mean you have the right to force everybody else to change because you think you know something. And when, and you may know something, you may know some of it, but it's everybody has an opinion, which is not a bad thing. It's never been a bad thing. Opinion, that's the freedom of this country. But the problem is it's not opinion anymore. It's we want to force people to change because we said it can be done this way, when in reality it can't be done that way. So anyway, so yeah, I pretty much cleared out. I gotta clear out this side eventually too, but I think I'm gonna stop here for a bit. I think this video has been long enough for me anyway, so, but I gotta try the new editing software. It's fun. If I can improve, like I've said, if I shouldn't have to keep saying it. There are people who don't watch my older videos. Maybe I should just put out a video and use my green screen someday, and just so it'll be there, so I don't have to keep saying it over and over again. Maybe I should just move on and let people be like, hey, and if people get upset, long enough, I'll just say, hey, I've said this so many times in the video, and you can see why it gets hard to repeat stuff. You shouldn't have to repeat stuff, but I've said that, and there's only one person that said, hey, well, you need to improve your audio. I'm not doubting. I probably do. Some of that takes money. Some of that is I play around and do the best I can with what, where maybe I put my mic away from my voice a little bit. Maybe I'm just having a hard time, but I still want to do a video where I'm breathing a bit because of my heart. That's another thing. Have a heart condition. And have bad days, but you still are going to pump out a video. So I try to do what I can with what I have, and that's what it used to be. That's what I miss old YouTube, because it used to be a little bit more, in my opinion, from what I was doing videos at the time. It seemed a little more respectful. People seemed to be more wanting to learn because it was all kind of new. Nowadays, it seems like everybody's an expert. Everybody has an opinion, but it's not opinion of, hey, it's they're the standard, and if you're not listening to them, then then you're the problem. And we don't need attitudes like that. We need, in my opinion, we need better attitudes of, hey, how about that sometimes people do the best with what they have. They're not always perfect. I'm not. I can say that. And even those experts, I've noticed something, which I guess you shouldn't laugh, but it's fun to laugh at. It's fun to laugh about it. Is that some of those same experts themselves, I didn't need pickaxes, but I'll keep these just in case I need axes. But some of those experts themselves have mistakes, and it's fine to have mistakes. It's a part of growing in life. You're never, if life was so easy, it would be easy to do, And some people, yes, they're born with the silver spoon in their mouth, and you can kind of tell that sometimes by the way they act, or by the way they, they act like they know everything, but they don't. I don't know everything. It's impossible to know everything. It's not impossible to know a lot of things, but it's impossible to know everything and to act like you're just something that you're not, I guess. So yeah, it's one of those things. Let's go finish. Should I stop here? I should probably stop here. I may go finish this though for a bit. I don't know. I'm debating because I've recorded for a while here. I'm on Windows 10, so we'll see. This may not take an hour or two to upload this. Actually, it's funny because it'll say 2 hours. That's the other thing on my Windows 7. If you're using Windows 7, this Windows 7 is not bad. Windows 7 was one of the best. I think XP, Windows 7, and Windows 10 so far to me are probably one of the better softwares I've ever seen. XP, I think, was amazing. I still have XP. I could still set up an XP machine for games. I would love to do it for old games. That would be fun because there's some old games that I could just install. You don't even have to. I have a few games that all you have to do that you just install. There's no codes. There's no nothing. You just install play. That's all it was about. Now it's about, someone's stealing from us, and the people they suffer from it, you don't realize. Well, there are people still. Yes, it's always been that way. There's been bank robbers. Look at, theft is not new. The problem is what happened is and some of these companies have stolen themselves. Sorry to say it, they get sued too. So they can't, look at a company and you'll see that they're not honest. They've done stuff too. Some people say the more you try to protect your stuff, which I think there's some truth to it. The more the person tries to protect their stuff, the more like these companies, the more that they've stolen, and they know if they could steal from someone, and someone will steal from them. But that's what happens. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's a golden rule. It happens, and I think the problem is some of us things have happened for so long that it feels like it needs to stop. It feels like there's something that people stand up for what's right. Stand up, don't be afraid, but at the same time, I think we need to go back and rethink who we are, and it's almost like we're determined to destroy ourselves. I mean, everything's out of whack. Housing, food, just like this. It's like greed galore has gone wrong, and that's the last thing we need to do. Or you have YouTubers are finally like acting out. It's just so sad, and it shouldn't be that way. And that's what I was hoping to do. And I hope to just continue and try to bring fun back into gaming, and try to just, because I do this for fun. I'm not an expert. Here, let me go this, because I'm going to end this video here. Let me go this way. I'm not an expert. Okay? I will be honest. I will probably never be an expert. And I don't think, my personal opinion is, I don't think I'll ever call myself, and I hope never to call myself an expert at something. Can I be good at something? I feel like, I could be fairly good, but I'm not an expert. I'm just a human being. I'm just a person that enjoys doing videoing, has fun. I'm on disability, and I have nothing better to do than to do this. This gives me hope. This gives me something to do. Like I said, I treat it like a job, but it isn't a job. It's something fun. This gives me something I could do. It's like when I wake up, I could get up and say, hey, I'm putting a video out today. I'm gonna enjoy something. I'm gonna enjoy having fun. And I'm gonna do the best I can. If I can upgrade and I have the money to, I'll try it. If I have the money. But that's the thing. The first thing is if I have the money. The other thing is if I can, I'll do what I can with the best of what I can with my equipment that I have. And I just, that's what I want to say to people. And I'm going to record when I can, because there's going to be, I hope once my heart gets settled down, I'm taking this medication, so that's going to help with the genetic issue of my heart. Then I'm going to go in again for a second ablation, which takes time because I got later on the list because there's a bunch of other people apparently need it too. Seems like ablation is becoming a common thing now. But there's few people do it. There's only 2 people who do it in the area I'm going, but that person's retiring, so there's one person that does it because he's only doing it for the patients. He has, I think he's only doing it for the patients he's had that they need it, and so he's only there till he's done with them, and then he's out. And then they have this new guy in that's doing them, and then the next place to go to would be the bigger city, and I think they do it more. But even my genetic heart condition is a lot more common because they've done tests over the years and gotten all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy what you find out when you're the one you're not the only one suffering, but then you realize the numbers and it's not the same anymore. But I just want to let people know I'm doing this for fun. I mean, I'm glad for your I'm glad for your comments. It is nice to see everybody comment. It's a freedom of speech. But I just also want to remind people that, just, be polite. Understand, I've said this multiple times, that I always know that, hey, if I can improve something, I'm going to improve it. That's why I focus more on gaming now. Because I don't have the money to buy a bunch of stuff for different channels. So I'm focusing more on gaming. Doesn't mean I won't do stuff for those other channels I have. I did a watch repair video. And I have an HD camera, but it's not the best HD camera. It's one of the lower end. It's one of those starter. You almost consider it one of those starter HD cameras for if you're just starting out YouTube and you just don't have a ton of money. You could probably start a whole YouTube channel from scratch by buying a Windows 10 computer rebuilt, a decent one. I have a good one that's rebuilt. That is you may want to have 500 hard drive, at least 16 gigs of RAM. You can get away with 8. I'm recording on 8, but I did 16. So for my video editing, you want the main thing if you're recording game videos is you want hard drive space too. So I have an external hard drive for this that's 2 terabytes, so I can record a decent amount of video. Plus, I don't keep those videos. Once I upload them, I delete them to make room for more videos, so I can continue recording, especially if I tend to record longer. But anyway, that's all I want to say is, hey, I'm glad you leave the comments, even for improvement. Thank you so much for any of the comments. But just remember that I do the best with what I have, and that I'm glad when I'm able to tell you, hey, I've finally got Elements 24. It's been a lot. There's been a lot of elements since then, so I finally got the newest element. So that should improve a lot of quality, even with audio quality and stuff like that too. That should improve a lot of quality. I think I did okay with what I had. I went for Windows 7 where it was dropping audio here and there, but I still was pushing through and recording because I wanted to do something. And part of that was to see. I didn't know it was dropping at first, and then I figured it out. But that it's just Windows. It was good for the time, but you know how we've improved since XP to Vista. Even YouTube has improved, like their quality, because sometimes you can upload good quality and the quality didn't always play over that it was decent quality. It would still keep it because YouTube did not always catch up with HD. They weren't at first catching up, and then they did catch up. And so and now I'm glad to be able to do these videos. So I hope to see you. I need to sign off. I'm sorry, but I just want to, thank you if you comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching my videos. Watch some of my older videos. And hopefully this video, I think it looks good. I did play with the editing software a bit. It's new. It's a way newer version than what I was using. It's the same. It's not going to take me long to edit it. It may take me a bit to find text. Maybe I'll use a new text for this one, or maybe I'll find one that's close. I think I found one when I was using 12. Or was I using 9 still at the time? I may have been using 9 because I was trying to use 12 on Windows 10. But anyway, now I have the new editing software I can use. I'm hoping to, it'll be a better improvement. It'll show the quality and show how I'm recording a bigger screen for YouTube. But anyway, you'll see it all. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited. I'll always improve where I can. If I go somewhere with it, if this becomes a big deal, and let's say in the future YouTube pays me, that will definitely go into my video stuff, because I do want to improve. That's the first thing I want to do, is improve videos and stuff. I also want to improve my life. Um, Even if I'm on disability, I could do this for the rest of my life, just knowing I did something and had fun, and hopefully I could be a change. Hopefully it'd be a change for me. Hopefully I could be a change for positivity, and trying to just, not saying you can't have comments, because that's the worst thing you do to people, but to at least try to bring fun and not have to be a stick in the mud at everything. And yeah, that's just and that's all I wanted to ever do. And so I hope that you enjoy my videos, and I hope in the future we can do more. I have to show more and build more, but I also hope to eventually go to the new Minecraft when I feel like it's stable enough and I'm actually able to go there. I'm afraid if I go there and record videos, I'll have an update that I'll have to be back here again, and I'll start over. Not completely over, but I'll start over in some ways. So I'm going to play this and try to feel out when I can move over. I really hope Minecraft will just move over to Xbox X and PS5 and do the same thing they've done here. Just stop updating them and fix what they have, and just let us have our add-ons, and then just move forward. That's kind of what I'm wishing for. So maybe though my dream will come true, so I can move this over there and play, because I'm not going to go to the newest version, because the newest versions, it seems like, never are fully stable, or when they do get them stable, they only last for a short time until some update, because you don't know if the update's going to be good and keep your stuff, or if the update's going to cause all these problems, which has happened. So we're staying here for the most part until we get up there, but doesn't mean you can't do stuff, build. We'll see what we could do. But for now, comment, subscribe, leave a like on this video. I hope you did enjoy this today, and I hope to bring a positive change to my life and to the world, and do the best I can when I can. And I hope you guys will appreciate that. But in the meantime, watch my older videos. I may not be doing a lot of recording this week. I am on a trip that involves my heart this week. They're going to do some more imaging and stuff, more detailed imaging, but I have to go on a trip to do it. So I can't do it where I live. It's something that doesn't happen, I guess, often enough for my town to hold that type of imaging. They do other imaging that's needed, but they don't do that imaging. They're basically a medium, well, not really even a medium hospital. They're a small hospital, but they do have quite a few beds, so they still do fairly well. But I've seen a medium-sized hospital. Medium-sized hospital kicks their butt. And that's why I went for my ablation. So yeah, it kicks their butt. It's like 10 stories. It was crazy. And then I've been to the biggest hospital. I got lost in that hospital. That was huge. I've been to a city hospital and they have. I think they even have. Do they have one hospital? I think they have sort of 2 hospitals. But where I was, they have a huge child center place and all that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm keeping people going, but I do have medical thing. I do have a medical thing, and this summer may be a little busy for me. I already said that, and even if it's not busy, I'll do the best I can when I can. And I'm sorry for not uploading every day or every week even, but I'll do the best I can. After my trip, it wears me out, partly because my heart. I'm moving, even though they tell me don't, take it easy. I can't take it easy when I'm doing these things, but I will take a rest probably after that for, who knows, it could be a day, a few days before I can finally feel like I'm ready to get back and do this, and then hopefully, then I'm off to another trip again to see the specialist, and see what the verdict is. It sounds like it's going to be pretty good though. But after I get certain things worked out and the summer's over with, and then I get my final surgery, I should hopefully recover. Once I recover from that, I should hopefully be able to, do a more regular video. I'll have a better life. I'm positive I'll have a better life. It's not a sad story. It's just what life is. Okay. Sometimes everybody has problems, whether it's medical or whether it's financial, or people need homes. I mean, there's all kinds of issues in the world, and I just think we need to come together and just say, hey, we do the best we can with what we have, and we enjoy life along the way. I come here to get away, away from my problems in a point, but my problems are still always there, and everybody's problems will always be there. But let us have fun along the way, and let us just my encouragement would be, let us just encourage each other and just be careful and understand that we do the best we can. Okay, I do the best I can. So I hope to see you guys next time. I need to go, and I already said my ending stuff. I just continued, but anyway, I guess when we see you next video, whatever that video may be, and what time period it may be, I guess if it's next week, it may be more likely, or maybe this week. I doubt it, but anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Uh, Bye for now, and God bless you, and take care of yourselves, and be kind to others as best you can. I'm Brian Harrison. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.